So my video today is probably going to feel like I'm talking a lot of shit. So I want to talk today about being easily influenced, which involves talking about things that I have judgments about clearly. And it's not necessarily fair, but this is just my opinion. If you are not only easily influenced, but easily offended, this one's not for you. But I understand, because who knows? Who knows what's going to come out? Who knows if you're going to have a couple of these things that I say? So if you have, I'm going to say, more than 2 or 3 of the following items, you are easily influenced. And I feel like there are a couple items that are going to automatically qualify you to be in the Influence Hall of Fame. So let's get started. The first influence item is, no surprise, it's going to be the Stanley Cup. Let me get my water out of my Stanley right there. Yes, I was influenced too. I had Yeti before that. I think back in the day I had a Nalgene. I like a water bottle. And you know, if there's something that comes out bigger that still fits in my cup holder, I'm going to buy the next thing. So if you're trying to create a company, I am an automatic buyer of a big, cold, hot container that can fit into a cup holder. You're gonna get me every time. So if you have a Stanley Cup, you might be a little influenceable. If you have 2 Stanley Cups, like I do, I alternate weeks with my Stanley Cup, you also might be like me. You're definitely like me. And if you have a whole, seen this on, I think, TikTok, people with holders for their multiple different colored Stanley Cups, you're definitely influenced. And hopefully Stanley is like giving you money, because that's crazy. Okay, so that's number 1. Stanley Cup, yes, I have one. I have 2, in fact, and you might as well. The next item is AG1. Athletic Greens was what they used to be called. They probably wanted to include more people who were just like sedentary to get their greens, so they probably switched the name to AG1. That's my theory on their marketing, by the way. So AG1, if you don't know it, is a greens product. It has their own proprietary blend of things. Who knows what's really in there? I just know that it's expensive. I saw it at Costco recently, which great for that. Everything at Costco makes me think that I should try it, but I'm going to sit this one out, because I feel like if you really hate vegetables, you can always just throw some spinach into a blender, get a little bit of fruit, get a banana, get some berries, put it in there too, maybe even some broccoli. Hey, go crazy. You can barely taste it. Scoop of protein powder. You're gonna get protein in all these greens too. I'm a fan of just more eating your food than getting into greens powder. And then if you can't get all the vegetables in that you wanna get in, then you would just blend them up and put them with some fruit, and there's your smoothie. I just feel like it's one of those things, really, they're reaching for that inner health goddess or god in epic proportions. So I think that if it was given to me, like many things on this list, I would 100% take it, but there's no way I'd buy it on my own. The next one is, I hope I don't go in too hard. So these are designer handbags, specifically like Louis Vuitton. To me, it's like everyone has these. Like, how are you gonna have the same bag as everybody else and feel like you are special? And I guess it's the cost. I'd have to Google how much these bags cost. I know that small one, a nice one, I'm gonna have to just Google some of these. Let's just see. So Louis Vuitton. I was a French major in college, so I'm gonna say Vuitton. I'm a bum, sorry. Okay, so they're coming up now. These little bucket bags, even just like a little fanny pack. So we're talking $2,000 starting. It is wild to me, because everyone has this bag, and I know not everybody can afford it, but they still have it. Yes, if you got it as a gift, I still feel like it says something about you that you're carrying it like everyone else. I have a ton of friends who carry this bag, by the way, and hopefully they never see this video. It's just such a, I don't know what, it's just such a trend that to me is just like it's like a herd mentality. That's too much. Let me back up. I don't know if I'm gonna keep that in the video. It's more just like something that's so expensive, and it makes you, of course, like you wanna be somebody who can afford this expensive thing and show others that you can afford this expensive thing. And I guess that's what I mean, is that you are really showing other people that you can afford this expensive bag, or multiple ones, like the luggage and everything. And I don't think it's because it's made so well. I don't think it's because you're just like, this is the quality I desire. I think it's just making you feel expensive and like whatever girl you saw before you who got one. Is that too harsh? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Is that the wrong way to think about it? I just can't fathom just going shopping for a bag that everybody seems to have. And that is not that interesting. Yeah, that's too much. That's too much. You are allowed to leave me dirty comments, okay? This is a lot of judgment. So in that messaging area, just go ahead and let me have it. Or if you agree with me, please let me know. Anyway, the next thing that I would say would lead you to be easily influenced, or that makes you easily influenced, is if you have a multi-step skincare routine. And this is because these companies just convince you that your skin needs this many steps to look glowy and good. When I say the list of things that usually are a part of a beauty influencer routine these days, everybody would think,
oh, how can you go without this?
I think it should be like a cleanser, a moisturizer, and sunscreen. But you've got all of those, maybe different cleansers for like different times of the day. You've got serums, which I guess like lock in moisture. I don't know. Seems like some coconut oil or something could do that, but whatever. Moisturizer, but of course there has to be multiple moisturizers, probably one for the day and the night, and then the sunscreen and those kind of things. But if you're going through these multi-step, and I've seen more, I swear I've seen some foam, I've seen some masks. There are just so many steps and so many parts to the skincare routine that are just so easily capitalized on. Like, of course a skincare company would come up with more steps so that you have to buy more products. And so if you have all of those things, you're influenceable, okay? This one is probably not fair just because I don't have a skincare routine, and it's probably evident unless I do some good color grading in this edit. But yeah, that one's a little out there, not fair, but I really do feel like you clean your skin, you moisturize, you do a good sunscreen, and what else do you really need just for skincare? I don't know. Pamper yourself with a mask every now and then? I don't know. See? I can see how you're influenced by this. The next one would be, again, in that designer, really anything with a designer label on it. I'm gonna be like, why are you doing that? Like just a shirt that says Balenciaga or something like that. It's a t-shirt and you wanna pay like $60 for it, probably more, just because it says a name. That to me is wild. But the real thing that I wanted to bring up in this category was those Hermes blankets. I was really into decorating this townhouse, and so I was looking at a lot of videos about decor and whatnot, and I was so wrapped up. And a lot of people had this Hermes blanket. The colors, they would really make things pop. And of course, I'm obsessed with throw blankets. The ones that you can get cheaply, like at Home Goods, are my favorite. But I saw this Hermes blanket, and I would never buy anything with a bunch of H's on it. This is just not my style personally, but went and looked at how much it was. It's $2,000. And I just feel like, especially with Hermes, where that is kind of the ultimate lofty, you have to have a lot of money to be getting some Hermes. I feel like it's the one thing, like, you buy the perfume or the soap or something so you can just have a piece of that brand. I feel like that blanket was that flex to get that piece of the company. So yeah, $2,000 for an H blanket, or like an Hermes blanket that has a bunch of H's on it. It's a little wild to me, and definitely you want to let people know that you can have some expensive furnishings. That's definitely what you're up to. Because I don't know if that blanket, maybe it's shearling and just like the warmest thing in the world. I don't know if it brings out little baskets of cocaine and keeps you feeling good. It must do that for $2,000. $2,000 on the throw. It's got to do something good. Please tell me it does something good. Tell me in the comments. The other thing that I think is really funny are other decor items. So, you'll see a woman or man, I guess, with a great place. Maybe they have the kind of break front thing with a bunch of different pottery pieces and whatnot. And then they always have like a book with like a book holder is like one of the things that I noticed was really popular when I was decorating my house. And there's always a lot of different things that looked very nice. So like Target, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, like all these things coming together, maybe more expensive, like Pottery Barn, or getting even more expensive than that. Maybe they went to Hermes and got a little trinket, something. But then there was always a stack of books, and it was like the Chanel book, which was like $80 or something. Let me see. How much is a Chanel book? Chanel book. Let's just see if that comes up. Yeah. Okay. So like it's not even 80. It's $200 for some of these books. That's deep. I don't know if you're thumbing through it all the time. It's probably not your favorite book. It's just for decor. So books in general as decor is interesting to me. But then you can have all of these items and you have a decor concept, and I think that's great. But then you have this really popular other book called The Minimalista. And while not crazy expensive, I think I've seen them for $30. It's like, to me, it's always ironic to have somebody going through their house talking about the different items they have. And then they have this Minimalista book, and it's like, that's not the point. That's so yeah. So basically, let's stop it there. I've talked enough about other people for a day, and apparently I need to feel better about myself. I don't know what came over me, but I thought it'd be interesting just to see if you have more than 2 items on this list. Do you think you're easily influenced? Was it harsh? Let me know. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for bearing with me in my judgy ways, and I will see you in the next one.